But I pray God save the king, and send him long to reign over you. For a gentler, nor a more merciful prince was there never. Unto me he was ever a good, a gentle and sovereign lord.
Anne Boleyn, a woman for whom a king challenged Rome, broke a marriage, and altered the course of England. Then, less than 3 years after placing a crown upon her head, he ordered that head removed. These were your last public words. You called Henry gentle, merciful, good to you.
I know what I said. I was there.
Funny thing about a scaffold, it makes everyone suddenly very polite. Forgiveness?
No.
Love?
No.
So, a lie. A beautifully delivered one, but a lie.
Then call it a lie. It was still mine to tell.
The maps are stained in older red. Behind the marble something bled. A mountain moved by iron hands to build a house of shifting sands. I hear the pulse beneath the crown. A king is just a man looked down. We map the hunger, trace the ghost of those who won the most.
Welcome to the Minds of History podcast, where we bring the souls of history back to the table, step inside their minds, and investigate the choices that shaped the world. Before we get back to the scaffold, and we will, I haven't forgotten you have an appointment. I want to meet the actual woman first, not the witch. Not the martyr, not the king's great love, whatever that's meant to mean, just Anne.
You talk as if she's been sitting patiently under 5 centuries of nonsense, waiting for someone clever enough to dig her out.
Hasn't she?
I was never known for patience.
No, that part of the legend held up. You were sent abroad young, Margaret of Austria's court, then France. What does a teenager actually learn there, besides which fork to use?
Which fork? And how power actually moves. Margaret governed. Ambassadors arrived with instructions and left with hers. In France, I learned that a woman doesn't need to be the loudest person in the room to decide where the room ends up.
Ah, so that's where the charm comes from.
Charm is what men call it when a woman has influence, and they'd rather not say the word.
I suspect many men would disagree. Your father shipped you off to become accomplished. Did you miss him?
He gave me a chance most daughters never got.
That's not what I asked.
It's the answer he'd have wanted, though.
Usefulness over warmth, then.
Warmth doesn't keep an ambitious house fed.
And yet you spent the rest of your life making sure no one could look past you.
Better that than being the one nobody bothered looking at.
You really believed those were the only 2 doors?
At court, they were close enough to the only 2.
There was also Henry Percy.
There might have been.
Come on, you cared about him.
Enough to picture a marriage. Once, before grown men decided I hadn't actually pictured anything.
And they ended it for you.
That's how it was done. Nobody asked the furniture for its opinion either.
Was that the moment you learned affection doesn't outrank rank?
It was the moment I learned a woman might possess a heart and still have no authority over where it was given.
Then your sister caught Henry's eye and lost it. Did that frighten you?
It taught me enough. Mary was desired, and then she was merely remembered. I had no intention of becoming a memory while I was still alive.
So when Henry came after you, you ran the other way.
I refused him.
Repeatedly, from what I hear.
Kings hear the word no so rarely. They mistake it for a tune.
You didn't build his appetite. You just put a locked door in front of it.
And he decided the door was an offense against God, Rome, and the entire English legal system. Henry had a remarkable talent for turning personal frustration into affairs of state.
Henry responded to rejection by reorganizing a kingdom. Moderation was never his favorite virtue. How much of the woman he chased was even real?
All of her.
How reassuring. You've been dead 500 years, and the answer still comes out rehearsed.
A role built from your own real qualities is still a role. I didn't invent myself for Henry. I just decided which parts he was allowed to see.
Did you plan to be queen from the start?
No.
So when did no turn into ambition?
When it became plain he would not be turned from his pursuit. A mistress may be cast aside. A wife has a position to defend.
Catherine had one to defend.
Yet she kept her head 20 years longer than any mistress would have.
20 years. Impressive stamina for a losing position.
She did not lose through failure of will. She lost because the king required her gone, and kings are seldom denied what they decide they need.
Until he decided he needed the same from you. Before we continue, if you enjoy conversations that go beyond what historical figures did and explore why they did it, subscribe to Minds of History. Did you love him?
He wasn't yet the man you remember. He was clever, musical, genuinely dazzling when he was pleased with you. He actually listened when I talked about books, scripture, France.
Did he listen to you? Or did he just enjoy hearing his own greatness bounced back at him?
You make affection sound like a lapse in judgment.
Sometimes it is. Doesn't make it less real.
Then, yes, I loved him.
And the crown?
I loved what it promised.
Power.
Choice. There's a difference, and you only learn it once you've lived with neither.
A choice that required Catherine to lose hers.
There couldn't be two queens.
There could have been, just not if you wanted to be one of them.
No, not then.
Catherine wouldn't bend. Neither would her daughter. Mary lost her title and found herself living in the household of your infant daughter. A princess reduced to serving the child who had replaced her. It was humiliating.
I offered her a road back to her father.
At the price of calling her mother's marriage a lie.
At the price of accepting the law.
Your law.
The king's law. I just happened to benefit from it.
That distinction kept a lot of consciences comfortable at that court. Did you want her broken?
I wanted her obedient.
Powerful people always prefer that word to the other one.
If Mary stayed the true princess, Elizabeth's place became uncertain. There was no version of that where everyone kept their dignity.
There was one version. It just required you to lose.
You keep coming back to that word.
So did Henry. What did you actually feel about her?
Anger, fear, and respect.
Respect?
She wouldn't betray her mother to save herself. I hated her for having the exact thing I praised in myself.
Refusal.
Yes.
Maybe she wasn't your opposite. Maybe she was your mirror.
Mirrors at court were rarely kind.
Rarely accurate either, but they were honest about who your rivals really were. Your own sister chose differently. Mary Boleyn married William Stafford for love, beneath her rank, no permission asked. You banished her for it.
She embarrassed the family.
She chose her own life.
She chose poverty.
And kept her head, for that matter.
You're enjoying that detail more than you should.
History hands out so few clean wins. I'll take what I can get. Did you envy her?
No. Not then.
What changed?
The tower has a way of making a poor cottage in the countryside look like paradise.
There she is.
Who?
The woman underneath the queen.
Don't congratulate yourself.
Wouldn't dream of it. Tends to make a man careless. Let's talk about George. When they accused your own brother of sleeping with you, what did you actually understand in that moment?
That innocence had stopped being relevant. Adultery made me faithless. Incest made me a monster. They didn't just want me dead. They wanted disgust to outlive me.
Did George die because he loved you?
George died because he knew me well enough to contradict the story they needed to tell.
Do you feel guilt?
I feel a lot of things I don't have good words for.
Guilt's always been efficient that way.
Then yes.
George was the family you lost. Elizabeth was the family you had to leave behind.
What about her?
She lived.
I'd assumed as much. You'd have begun with condolences otherwise.
She became queen.
Queen of England?
For 45 years. She put down rebellions, outlasted plots, foreign threats, and several councils of men who were all very certain they knew better.
Did they?
They were men on councils. Certainty came standard with the job.
Did she remember me?
Too young to remember you clearly, but she knew what happened.
Did she marry?
No.
Then one of us learned, at least.
Or feared.
Properly managed, Fear is just intelligence with a pulse.
That sounds like something she'd say.
Then she really was mine. Was she my greatest achievement?
You tell me.
She wasn't an achievement. She was my daughter.
Took you 500 years to land on that one.
No. It took one moment in a nursery. The world just preferred talking about the crown.
Back to the scaffold, then. You praised Henry. Why?
Because he still held Elizabeth's life, my family's safety, and my name, all in one hand. A dead woman can afford honesty. A mother can't always.
So it wasn't surrender.
It was a negotiation.
With a sword standing behind you.
Especially then.
Well, it worked. Your name traveled further than Henry ever imagined. Europe, the Americas, Persia, East Asia.
My name reached Persia.
It did. Then I underestimated posterity. Don't get too flattered. Fame's gotten a lot less picky since your day. These days, a man can go viral worldwide for eating an alarming amount of noodles in front of a camera.
Then immortality has depreciated badly.
Catastrophically.
Still, I have it.
You do. If you could go back, knowing Catherine's ruin, Mary's suffering, George's death, the scaffold waiting at the end, would you take the quiet life instead?
No.
Not even a flicker of hesitation?
A quiet life you choose is peace. A quiet life forced on a woman is just a smaller cell. I'd choose power again.
Even knowing the cost?
I'd choose it with my eyes open this time. That's the only difference.
So, no remorse?
Remorse isn't the same thing as wishing I'd been someone else.
Was your death the price for what you did to Catherine?
No. My death came because I didn't give Henry a son, because Cromwell needed me gone, and because the king wanted a different woman. That's all of it. That's the whole list.
All true. But you also helped Henry discover that desire could be turned into law, opposition into treason, conscience into disobedience.
I didn't make him a tyrant.
No, you just showed him how convenient tyranny could be.
That's fair. I won't pretend it isn't.
Were you guilty?
Not of adultery. Not of incest. Not of plotting his death.
Of what then?
Of believing I'd be the exception. I watched him destroy Catherine and told myself it proved how large his love was. When he destroyed me, I finally understood it only ever proved how large his appetite was.
And Mary?
She was right not to bend.
Would you tell her that?
I'd tell her I mistook her loyalty for insolence, because her loyalty stood in my way. Don't ask me to make it prettier than that.
Wouldn't dare. There's been enough beauty wasted on this story already. Last one. The morning of your death, what frightened you most? The sword?
No.
Pain?
No.
Being forgotten?
Being remembered wrong.
And now?
Now, I think being remembered correctly might be worse.
Why?
Because the truth doesn't leave me innocent.
No, but it leaves you human.
You say that like it's mercy.
It's the only kind history hands out.
Good Christian people, I am come hither to die. With according to the law and by the law I am judged to die, and therefore I will speak nothing against it. I am come hither to accuse no man, nor to speak anything of that whereof I am accused and condemned to die. But I pray God save the King, and send him long to reign over you. For a gentler nor a more merciful prince was there never. Unto me he was ever a good, a gentle and sovereign lord. And any person will meddle of my cause, I require them to judge the best, and thus I take my leave of the world and of you all. And I heartily desire you all to pray for me. O Lord, have mercy on me. To God I commend my soul.
Many more minds are waiting to join us at this table. Leave their name in the comments. We may invite them to the table. I'm Michael. This was Minds of History. Conversations with the minds that shaped history. Remember, history tells us what happened, The mind tells us why.